Hey! Welcome back to the Fricken Dad podcast.
The only podcast in America that runs on CP time.
Period. Have you ever thought about being a voice actor?
I really have, yes.
Like, was that before comedy? Like, was that like the original, the OG?
No, it kind of was blended into it. As I was getting into comedy more and starting to see some of the what goes on behind the scenes, I thought if I
Mhm.
wasn't a stand-up comic to be like out in front of people, I would love to be a voice actor.
That, interesting. I feel like we actually might have talked about that at one point. Like, I feel like that was brought up actually.
Yeah, because I probably was saying how I thought it would be really cool, but had no idea how somebody even gets started doing that.
Yes, I think we actually did have that conversation because I want to say I had said something about there being like a app or like you can literally just look up like auditions and just like submit your voice and they like contact you, whatever. I feel like we'd had that conversation for sure.
Funny story, and I'm sure I've never. Well, I'm not sure, but I don't know if I've ever shared this. This is one of those ones where I don't know if I was just oblivious or what. But me and cousin Bernie were out at
Mhm.
Red Robin, and I act a fool anyways. We're sitting
Right.
there. It's me, her, and I think Kelly and somebody else was there, and we're just sitting there talking shit back and forth, back and forth. And I was going into different voices and making different sounds, and just part of it being funny. And one of the wait staff came up to us and he was like, "Hey, man, I would really like to get you in on my animated show that I do. You would be great with doing voices." And
Hmm.
I kind of was like, "Okay, well, yeah, whatever." Not thinking about it, pretty young at the time. But as we're walking out, Bernie's like, "Yeah, he wants to get your number." What the hell?
Oh God. I think it's something, it must be something with like very animated like men or like actors or something because my coworker, he's an actor, and when I tell you all the gay boys be hitting on him, all of them, every single one of them. Don't miss a fucking beat. So I wonder if it just has to do with like the animation or something like that. Like, I don't know. That's interesting. That's funny.
It's just
I'm assuming you didn't get his number and you guys never followed through with voice acting or nothing.
correct. Correct.
Because you could have been famous by now.
I was quite homophobic. I don't know that I could have had a
Mm.
relationship like that at that time. I was too young for that. There was another time when I was even younger. I was probably like 10 or 11. And
Mm-hmm.
we were still getting on the bus to get groceries and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So coming back one time, because it would be me and my sister and my mom. But my mom and sister would always sit in the front of the bus. And I always
Mm-hmm.
thought I was cool, so I would sit in the back of the bus. So I sat in the back of the bus, and I remember this drunk guy sat next to me and was just chopping it up. And I'm like, okay, yeah. No, giving him just like one word answers. I don't know why he's talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then at
Right.
some point he says, "Wait a minute, you're not a girl." And I'm
Wow.
thinking, motherfucker, I knew that the whole time. You didn't give me no revelation. I don't know what the hell was going on.
Oh God. And you said you were 10. You didn't have long hair, did you?
No. I'm just sitting back there with groceries on my lap. Maybe I was sitting in a feminine way. I don't know.
Oh God. Wow.
What made him say that? I wasn't big enough to hit nobody, but I'm like, this guy, what are you talking about?
You said you're not a girl.
Hey, motherfucker. That didn't just happen. Hell, I ain't been a girl the whole time.
That's crazy. Aw.
Then he said something about my eyelashes. Something about my eyelashes made him think.
Yeah, but if everything else is screaming boy, I think you just have pretty eyelashes. I don't think that gives girl, but
I think he was just a fucking pedophile, and I just was glad I got off the bus.
yeah, that's probably true as well, yeah.
So, anyways, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Second day in a row working out. Pretty proud of myself. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, I had a show last night. Did a solid
How
10.
was that?
Yeah, I did a solid 10 minutes. Easy. No problem.
Okay.
Felt really good. And it lets me know that
I hope you edited the podcast out.
I did not. I didn't
Yeah,
even
you
do
need
my
to.
Instagram. I gotta work on that. I
Yeah,
gotta
you
work on
gotta
it.
you gotta self promote.
Yeah, I suck at that, man. You know, another thing I suck at is saying thank you. Like a lot of comments will go up, hey, yeah, give it up for your host. Oh yeah, give it up for the venue. Should I get up there and
Mm-hmm.
be like, hey, my name's Marcus, here you go. And I just jump in with both feet.
Hmm.
I'll be forgetting to say you know, thank you, appreciate being out here. So I get it in at the end usually, but not in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Is that like are you supposed to get it in the beginning? Like is that like an unwritten rule type thing or what?
I just see a lot of others do it, and I just be like, I don't know if I'm being rude by not doing it. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't been in the game long enough to know. So
Right. Huh. Interesting.
yeah, we
But yeah, today was second. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say we had a good show as a group. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it was supposed to be a black comedians showcase, so all the comics were black, but the audience was white. So that was fun.
All of them.
90%.
Wow. Huh. Huh. It's crazy. I don't know what it is, but I swear the events that are meant to be for black people, it's all white people who indulge in it.
Yeah.
Like, do y'all do that purposely to like what is the reason, you know? Like, do you feel woke? Do you do it to shut the black people out? Like, what exactly is the reason? Like, because I remember I think it was me and Mariah when we had gone to Seattle one of those times for like, you know, our little poetry events or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Black History Month. So they was having like a special big Black History Month thing. When I tell you the whole entire audience was white, but all the artists up there were black, I was like, bro, we might have to leave, honestly. Like, and why are we sitting in the back? Why are we sitting in the back? Y'all should actually be kneeling on your hands and knees. Y'all should be our seats, first off.
Shut your
So what
mouth.
the fuck are we sitting in the back for? Side eye, bombastic side eye. Because what the fuck am I in the back for? That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I can't explain it. I mean, they were cool. It was cool because I'm telling you, the comics that went before me, some of those guys was going in. I don't even know if they were funny as much as they were mean. My man said something about uh snow cockroaches.
Yes.
Oh, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
Shut your filthy mouth.
Remember when I called Mia Mayo Monkey?
Yes.
And you hated that? Yeah, it's just part of like, you know, palm colored people, Mayo Monkey, Snow Roach,
Oh my
um,
gosh.
cave dweller, chalk chomper. You know, there's names. There's plenty of them. Yeah.
I had never heard snow roach before, and
Yeah, Snow Roach is not new.
I don't know if I was appalled or what was going on. He, he explained it for everybody, and I was like, "Wow, you have lost the crowd. If 90% of these folks is white, you have lost the crowd. They're not going to laugh at this. This is close to home for most of these people.
But they kind of don't have a choice but to laugh, you know?
I don't know, man. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it where they can join in and they can laugh with you.
And the way he did it was not that way.
It was more of a punching. It was a fight. More of it was too aggressive.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
like when I do my little joke and I say something about folks that have never been spanked,
Yes.
and then
Yep.
I say white folk,
Mm-hmm.
they laugh. They laugh.
Mm-hmm.
They can appreciate that. And then when I say something about you guys probably woke up to being counted to, they laugh because they know that the motherfuckers count. That's how they
Mm-hmm.
discipline somebody. But when you just be like, yeah, your mama's a snow roach, you're like, oh shit, that's
Oh.
I don't know if that's funny. I don't know.
Like what do you mean by that?
I can't laugh.
What do
I
you
mean,
mean by that?
how do you laugh at that, right? You just
Yeah.
insulted me. I can't laugh at that because now I'm a punk. So
Mm-hmm. Like now I got to get up.
yeah, what do you want me to do? Even white folks got to be like, hey, that was a bit excessive. That was that was a bit much.
I mean, shit, they did that at the poetry thing too. Like it wasn't even like meant to be comedy, but I want to say, but also this guy was acting a fucking fool that night. But they were going through the audience, and I want to say they like the guy, like the host or whatever. He was like, "Oh yeah, like how are you gonna support like the local black community this month or whatever?" Picked all white people. Like there were black people there, but obviously picked all white people. And like you know, there was some people, and you could see they were really trying with their answers, like really trying with their answers. Like I'm gonna help give to the community by purchasing a house. Like, girl, bye. You just got off of the fucking subway. You're
Oh
not
my
purchasing
gosh.
no goddamn house for a black person. Be for real.
A house of
But and
cards.
then I don't remember what the guy said, but I remember he was acting a damn fool, and we all were like sitting there. We were like, like, oh my god, there's no way that you just said that out loud. And he was drunk too, so he
Uh-huh.
kept going, and we were like, oh god, like you got to stop before someone gets up, please, sir. I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah. I get
I
it.
wish I could remember what he said too, but I just like all I remember is me and Mariah looking at each other, jaws dropped, eyes appalled, like completely thrown for a loop with that one.
I'm sure. I'm sure because yeah, you get fired up and but it should be hilarious to you in your head, but you watch it later and you're like, maybe not.
Mm-hmm. And but even like who's the guy that I always send you his comedy thing? The white guy,
Rafe, right?
Ray. Is
Is
that
it
his
Adam
name?
Rafe? I
Oh
think.
yes, okay. I didn't know the last name, but yes, yeah, Adam I think is his name from Wild and Out or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
had I don't know if you had seen the one joke that he made, but he was like how white people like gotta outwoke each other. And then it was like I don't know if you've seen that, but he was like, yeah, one person's like, I have a black cousin, and the other one person's like, yeah, I was just talking about how Jesus was black, and then the other one got to be like, yeah, well, I fucked a black person, like just like
Yeah.
completely like, went up and topping each other. That's how that felt. Like everybody, like all the white people were feeling like all pressured and shit, and so they were like, yeah, I'm gonna give someone food, I'm gonna buy a house, well, I'm gonna fuck your mama, like damn, like you need to chill out on the drinks, Bookie. Like it is a poetry night. Like, like damn, you need to chill out.
I would have took a smile as you passed down the street.
Right, like nod at me. You could have nodded up. I would have let you nod it up. You didn't have to nod down. Like I would have given you
Oh,
the
jeez.
little. Yeah, I would have given you the little hey,
Right,
but
right. This baby
you didn't have to
steps.
go there,
Baby
right?
steps. You
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
just-
Mm-mm-mm. It's just white people, man.
Gotta love them.
And that's funny. I like to talk about white people like I'm not half white, but it doesn't even matter for real. Speaking of that, Dad.
Uh-oh.
So basically, we had pre-talked about this episode, what we were going to talk about, whatever, right?
Right.
And my main thing was because last episode we had talked about, like we didn't know when like the switch went off in my head about like being straight and narrow. I think I'm actually convinced that I'm still a square, and it's making me upset. Because like I don't want to be a square.
You need to
It's
be a
not on
square.
purpose.
Be a square.
But like I don't want to be like,
Be a square. Trust me, be a square.
but why?
Because
But why? I want to act a fucking fool,
no,
but I
no. Yeah,
can't.
right. It's been trained out of you. You have a limit on your full meter. You can't go full
Like
full.
cuz there was just so many like little things that I was thinking about that like but it's weird. I'm only a square in like certain scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like, like okay, like not everybody can say that they'll go to concerts by themselves.
Correct.
Like that's not something that everybody can say they'll do. Like shit, I'm about to go to Dreamville by myself. Go to a whole other state by myself to go to this music festival by myself. Like not everybody could say that they do that, and I'm completely fine with it. I'm cool with it. Like, I'm going to vibe by myself. But then like the whole thing that where I was just like, made me think of it with like the half white thing. So, I was with my coworkers and we were talking and I was like, I really, really want to go dancing. I don't know what it is, but I was thinking, like Save the Last Dance type dancing, want to go to like a club, dance, whatever. Or after being at that concert that I went to, a couple weeks ago, whatever, by myself, I really like, or like an Afrobeats thing. So basically, there was this customer and we had like it didn't last very long, but it was like I was like, okay, I think you're cute. He was like, oh, I think you're cute. I gave him my number, we texted, then we figured out he was too fucking old for me, and whatever, that's not the point. It pissed me off. It fucking pissed me off. But then and like I'm also just like, and I just don't think, because and I've been through this with multiple other guys, but I just don't think that guys like it when girls like just don't take bullshit. Like I'm just not gonna do it. So like with him, at first he was like, "Oh, you're too young." I was like, "Okay, cool. What, Dad? What do you think is too old?"
uh, I am probably not the right person to answer this.
Yeah, and see, and that's why I kept. It's funny because every single time I'm like, well, the guy's too old. I'm like, well, look at my dad. Never mind, we're not gonna talk. We don't have to get into it. But I was like, because I was like, you and my mom are what 9 years apart.
I believe so.
So I was like, like it's not that bad in the grand retrospective things. But anyways,
Wait,
get back to my story.
hold on, wait, stop, hold on, wait, hold your pause,
What?
pause.
What? It doesn't matter.
No, I need to say something to the people.
No, it doesn't
No,
matter.
no, I need to get this off my chest. I do not like the way I'm being portrayed right now. I need to change.
No, it
I
does.
have to change
No,
the
it's
narrative.
fine.
Hold on. Let me go
You're
ahead.
the writer of your own story, Dad. It doesn't matter. Okay,
I feel
it's
judgment through
fine.
the phones and vibes and whatever the hell. How do they listen to this? Yeah, I guess on the phone. Anyways,
Mhm,
in my defense, I don't ask age. I'm very upfront with what my age is,
mhm.
but I don't. I've never asked a woman's age. So
Like any particular reason though?
I mean, it's probably the scenarios I meet them in. I assume that they're in a certain range just because of what we're doing at the time. I've met people at work, and sometimes because of their title, I may assume that they're a
Mhm,
certain age or what have you. But age is not. I mean, age has never been a big thing to me. Um,
mhm.
it's probably more so now because I want to. She and I need to be able to. I mean, if I were single, god damn, this is getting to be a whole thing. Um, if if I were single,
He's taking guys.
age age would be much more of a thing because you want somebody that can hang. I mean, you don't. I
Right,
couldn't kick it with somebody your age who's talking about I want to go dancing and I'm in bed by 8:30, right?
right.
I gotta go. I gotta kick it with somebody that wants to go have brunch.
Wants to take naps.
Right, right. That's the demographic I'm fucking with right there.
Right.
So that would be the only thing. But again, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm such and such a old. I'd be like, hey, the things I like to do for fun is competitively sleep. I like to.
Yeah, because my coworker, he was telling me, he was like, because him and his partner or whatever, I want to say they're like a cool 30-40 year difference. Like
Mm,
it's something crazy like that, right? And so he was like really like, because me and the guy were 9 years, I want to say. Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's like 9 years or whatever. And so he was like, really, that's not bad at all. He was like, also like with your maturity, like he was like, you definitely don't come off as 18, da 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 da, whatever. And he was like, I think really what it is like, embarrassment like socially.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because how as a 28 or 27-year-old man do you tell your other 27, 28-year-old friends, hey, I'm dating an 18-year-old type shit? So he was like, that's really what I think it is. He was like, because if it was a couple years down the line when you're 21, 22, and he's 30 or whatever, it's not that going to be that big of a deal. Like it is what it is. Like you're just young and cute, whatever. I was like, yeah, you're right, whatever. But basically, in the very beginning, he would like, we like texted. I gave my number. He was like, oh, yeah, you're cute. I was like, oh, yeah, you're cute too. And then I was like, yeah, just kind of trying to get to know you. Da, 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 da. And he was like, okay. And then he asked me for my Instagram, and I was like, shit, I know exactly where this is going. So then he followed me. He goes, how old are you? I said, you didn't have to ask that dumb shit. You didn't have to ask that. That wasn't the fucking point. That wasn't the point. That's not the issue in here. That's not where the problem lies. Fuck. No, ask me dumb shit that you don't want to know the answer to. So then I was like, 18. And he was like, oh, so you're like young. And I was like, well, how the fuck old are you? Because if I sent you, matter of fact, let me actually send you a picture of him and you take, oh, I already told you how old he was. But like,
Send the
to
picture.
me,
Send the
I'm
picture.
still
Let me
gonna,
see what's up.
I'm gonna send you a picture. Give me a fucking second.
I
But
don't know what the fuck I think it is. Run around. I'm not
he,
fucking. I ain't playing. Oh,
okay, doing too much, doing too much. Let me fucking tell my story.
oh,
So
tell it,
to
girl.
me,
Preach, queen.
oh,
Oh, sorry.
oh, personally, to me, I don't think he looks 28. Not even a little bit. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm getting these ages wrong left and right back to back. But yeah, just turned 28. And he was like, yeah, you're too young. And or no, 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 no. I was like, oh, am I too young? And he was like, yeah, kind of, LOL. And then I said, okay, that's fine. I respect it. Cause like, I'm not going to like try and force you to be like that. I'm just, It is what it is at the end of the day, whatever. I shot my shot, I succeeded. Okay, whatever, it is what it is. Then I was like, I think I was just like, yeah, I'll respect it, whatever. And then he never answered me. And then I want to say like a month later, because I remember like after that, I had gone out to brunch with Destiny and them,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had messaged me the day after that. Did I send them to you?
No.
Please tell me I sent. Oh yes, I did. Okay, they probably just delivered. I was like, please tell me I didn't send that to the wrong person.
I haven't got them yet. Oh, here we go. Huh.
Yeah. Would you think 28?
No, not necessarily.
Because I was thinking probably 25 max.
Yeah. Yeah, in the
When I
20s,
had
but
seen him.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't thinking fucking 30 years old. But
Hey, maybe that's what happens to me is they look at me and they don't think my age, even though I am so upfront about my age from the beginning. I'm like, man, I am an old motherfucker, and I was saying that at 20.
but yeah, so then after brunch or whatever, he had texted me the next day and was just like, hey. And I was like, okay, see, I done went through a whole fucking heartbreak, healed, got over you, and now you're gonna text me? What the fuck's wrong with you? So then I was like, what did I say? I was just like, hey, and then he was like, what are you doing? I was like, and mind you, he texted me after he see me at work. I was like, can we not play dumb right now? I'm at fucking work. What do you mean? Like, you, because mind you, when I tell you, I was so sad when he was like, oh, you're too young. Because when I tell you, Dad, he comes in every single day with his fucking dog. Every day.
Well, you probably don't want to kick it with them anyways. That's be like kicking it with somebody you work with. I don't suggest it. Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
So then basically we're going back and forth, and I was like,
wait.
what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, so then I was like, I basically just cut to the chase. I was like, okay, so I'm confused because I thought we came to the agreement that I was too young. Why did you just text me right now? And he was like, oh, I actually meant to respond to you, but I'm a bad texter. Because he loves to use the excuse of being a bad texter. Like it's not 2020 fucking two.
Yeah,
like you're not on your phone every time you walk into Starbucks. Anyways, that's not the fucking point.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
anyways. Yeah,
actually, you know what? Write that motherfucker off right now because that's a really really lame ass excuse.
Right. And I knew that, and I was like, whatever, it is what it is. And so then he was like, yeah, I meant to respond to you, whatever. I was like, damn, a month late. Anyways. And then I was like, so we just gonna forget that you said that I was too young, or like what is going on? And he was like, well, I wouldn't mind like getting to know you. I was like, okay. And then what did he say to me? I was like, oh yeah, and I was like, clearly since you said you're a bad texter, like maybe we should actually hang out. And he was like, yeah, I'm down. And then basically went back and forth a little bit, and then he kind of just like stopped responding, and then obviously nothing ever happened. And then he comes in, and like sometimes I'm over there like where he comes in, and it was just embarrassing. But why the fuck, Dad? Why the fuck? It's funny, we're bouncing off so many different things. Why the fuck did he come in with a bitch? With a bitch.
Now I see the post makes sense now.
What post?
I seen a post something about that this situation pretty much was.
Oh, it's okay, babe. I think you're still cute, but you but I thought it was a little weird how you came in with a girl.
Something like that there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was about him for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, but came in with two girls, like not at the same time, but two separate. Oh my God, I almost cussed him out. Because the first time I didn't even have to come into contact with him. I just seen him and I seen her and I was like, ain't that bad a fucking bitch. And then the second time he came in, because like we have a spot at the store called MOP where you basically hand off the mobile orders because we can't really keep them out because people just be stealing mobile orders. He mobile orders every day. So when I seen he ordered 2 drinks, I was like, yep, he coming in with a girl. But I was like, wait a minute, but this is not the same drink as the girl for last week. So this might be a different girl. Comes in, the girl looks at me, smiles hella big was like, good morning. And I was
Oh
like, oh,
yeah.
hey, like, hey, girl, like,
Mm-hmm.
smiled at him. He comes up to grab the drinks. I look at him dead in his fucking eye. And Dad, I don't think I've ever given such a nasty face in my entire life. Like, people tell me I have a resting bitch face. I'm pretty sure I might have murdered him. I might have sent him into cardiac arrest. Because when I tell you, he always smiles at me, always smiles at me, always talks to me. Like, even after, he stopped texting me, like, it's always been a conversation, whatever. When I tell you, flat face, didn't speak a word. Like, nothing. Not a zip zilch, nothing. Like, nothing. And I literally smiled at the girl, looked at him, slammed the drinks on the counter, and walked away. And then they left, and it was funny because I like, and maybe this is just me, being a Leo, like maybe I just got a big head, whatever. But when they had walked out, they like the girl and him started talking, and it looked, and I low key think the girl might have been his sister, but anyways, that or like her cousin or something like that, because I had seen her previously with his dog, but just by herself when he was in another country. So I was like, oh, okay, like maybe she's just like watching the dog, like maybe it's a family member, whatever. Anyways, but when they had walked out, they were talking, and he looked like hella like the conversation basically looked like it went. The girl said, "What was her problem?" And he said, well, we talked, and so she's mad probably that I brought another girl in type shit. Like, that's how that conversation looked to me, just based off the facial expressions, and then the way he looked back at me again when he was making that face. Anyways, but yeah.
I get it. There was a whole body language thing going on. Got it.
Yeah, the interpersonal communications class is really coming through with me right now.
You need to slow down. You don't even drink coffee. Why are you so fired up?
Because it pisses me off.
Good
like,
Lord, take a break. You know what, people? We'll be right back.
And cute little intermission now. No. Let me get back to the fucking story, because that was not even the point of the story. I just went into a whole tangent about how
Yeah,
Disney
you
shit,
did.
and that wasn't even the fucking point. The whole point was the fact that I'm a square. So basically, obviously, I didn't have a problem with handling that situation. It is what it is. I did almost cry, but that I got through it. But so back to the whole wanting to dance thing. So I was like, I really want to go dancing with my coworker.
I forgot all about that shit.
I was like, I really want to go dancing with my coworkers or whatever, right? They were like, yeah, we're down, whatever. Well, he had posted, because he does like these party things or whatever, because I want to say that he like, has some sort of African in him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he posted for tomorrow, that's my plans tomorrow. He posted like a party thing or whatever, like at a lounge, and it's like a Afro beats Josie night, whatever. And he was like, yeah, be there. And I was like, this looks like a lot of fun, but like I'm terrified. Like I'm literally shaking in my fucking boots. I don't want to see him. Like, even though it's something that I think I would enjoy, I want to go, have fun or whatever. I don't want to go because he's there. And my coworker, the one with the 40 age difference partner, he was like, just go. He was like, fuck it. It's like, what's the worst thing? And he was like, and if he's not going to speak to you at work when he got a bitch, he's not going to speak to you there. Like, I think he knows a little bit better. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, but I'm scared. Like, whatever. So I've been going back and forth debating basically all week, but I decided I'm going to go. Me and Taylor are going to go. Taylor's a coworker. I tried to invite like Destiny and Mariah, but they all got work at 4:30 in the morning on Saturday, so they can't go. But yeah, so yeah. Let me breathe.
All right.
Because like this is not like the first time that like I guess I've been scared to go do something. Like I don't know that it's like necessarily judgment, but just like out of fear of stupid shit. Like what am I scared of seeing him for, Like nothing actually ever ended up happening. We didn't ever end up hanging out. We literally just see each other at work. Like it is what it is. But then like there was that. Or like my friends always make fun of me because we have been talking about going to like a club or a bar or whatever. Cause like here it's pretty easy. Like, without a fake, I could get in, I could just slip the security guard a 20. They don't really give a fuck here. But I was scared because I told them, I was like, because they were like, yeah, like let's go to the club. Da, 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 da. I was like, guys, but what if I try to slip him a 20 and they call the cops on me? And they were like, are you dead fucking ass right now, Bella? I was like, yes, I'm so serious. I don't want to go to jail. And when I tell you, they all just laugh at me or look at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, I'm being so serious, guys. I do not want to go to prison. And they were like, they're not going to fucking call the cops. They're just going to tell you to turn around and leave.
Yeah.
They're not going to do anything.
But that's a healthy fear. I don't have a problem with that.
But it's just like square. Like, Fuck, I want to act a fool. I want to go to jail. Fuck.
Oh hell, you do not want to go to jail. It is not all it's cracked up to be. Let me tell
Just
you.
for a couple, just for a couple hours,
Mm,
like
mm, mm,
make some friends and dip, like
mm, mm, mm.
be long enough there for Derek to come bail me out, and then that's it.
Yeah,
I'll never go back again.
yeah, yeah. That doesn't really end that way. Usually, there's more to it.
But yeah, like there was that, and then also with the African night, another thing that I was like, and again, I don't really know why I'm worried about this, but everybody there from the videos that I've seen,
Hmm.
it seems like everybody there, has like obviously we have African in us somewhere, but we're black, like we're not African.
Right.
So they like, they know like the African dances, like, that they know like and like granted, I listen to Afrobeats music, but like I don't know the actual dances and shit that goes with it. So, they kind of got that down pat and they got that in their background. But for whatever reason, I'm fucking scared to go and just enjoy myself because I don't have that in me and I feel like I'm gonna get made fun of.
I
Excuse me.
I can't imagine there's that many there that do that. I mean, they would recognize each other. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like Gaydar. They would know one another.
Right.
So they're not gonna expect that out of you because that's. I mean, they could tell and look. It'd be like, yeah, you ain't from around these parts, country girl.
Right. It's just like I got like irrational ass fears, just like of going to the gym. That's why this whole going to the gym and working out 2 days in a row thing is really big for me because for the longest I had a irrational ass fear of going to the gym because one, I don't want to look like a fucking fool trying to figure out how to work the machines. Two, I hate it when there's a lot of people there. Three, what was my third one? What was my third one? I don't know. Oh my god, I'm stressed. What did I just say?
We're talking
Okay,
about
scared
irrational
because
fears, the
yeah,
gym,
uh-huh. Don't
working the
know how to work the
machines.
machines.
Hmm.
Whoa. Basically, no. Okay, that's part of it. Basically, because like everybody like be posting, they're like, if you're afraid to go to the gym because you feel like people are watching you, like don't be scared. Like nobody's watching you. But I know that's a damn fucking lie because I watch people. So it's like if I do it, I know somebody else is doing it.
But it's not really that important to be honest. Put on your
No, and it's
earbuds
and
and do
like
your
when I watch
thing.
people, right, and it's like when I watch people, it's not like I'm like, ooh, like look at them, like
Yeah,
nothing like that. But it's
yeah.
just like I'm just watching, so I know if I'm watching, someone else got to be watching. I'm not the only one.
But they're gonna be just like you, like not but okay, look at them doing their thing or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I get
Mm-mm-mm.
it. I get irrational fears. I do not like heights. I will avoid them motherfuckers like the plague. So I get it, but yeah, you just
I
have to
think I'm
push
getting better
through
with
it.
heights. I think I'm getting better because me and my the girls want to go to Mexico, whatever, the summer, and I'm really trying to advocate for zip lining right now.
You know what?
Nobody else is feeling it, but
Ziplining wasn't that bad when I was in Vegas.
yeah, but you don't think it's gonna be different going through the forest? Would you go zip lining in the forest?
I don't know. I might. I mean, it goes pretty fast, at least from my experience.
Right. Yeah, because for whatever reason they don't want to go ziplining. That I think, even though I know it's okay. In reality, going anywhere and doing anything really isn't safe, right?
Correct.
But I really like I just don't think that there's anything that's going to be more unsafe than anything else, Because like when I'm sitting here planning this trip with my friends or whatever, like I think that like I've come to realize that like you can have the best of friends or be the best of friends with somebody and like but your friends kind of fit in categories if that makes sense. Like you have friends for specific things. You know what I'm saying? Like
You don't remember us having this conversation as a youth? I think I told you all this before. But anyways, go ahead, enlighten
did
me.
you?
Yeah, enlighten me. Tell me what I
I
don't
don't
know.
I don't recall, okay?
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't recall. But I was just thinking because like and maybe also it's because I grew up with you, so I'm like, I'm cool with cheap. But like we're sitting there planning and they're like, yeah, we should go to an all-inclusive because we don't have to leave the hotel. Everything's there. There's bars, there's clubs, there's restaurants, everything there, right? But then there's me, and like I'm not gonna tell them this because I know that this is just not what they're into. But like I want to get like an Airbnb. I wouldn't mind renting a car, doing everything ourselves, and then I want to like explore. Like I want to like go, like hang out with the natives. I want to go into the the city or whatever. Go try different restaurants, whatever. And I think that that would be a cheaper trip overall because I'm looking at the fucking all inclusives right now, and that's for 4 nights is a 1,200 for each of us, and there's four of us versus the Airbnb for a week long trip is $400 total. And it's a pretty bougie ass Airbnb fucking B. So I really kindly want to be like, hey, listen, guys, fuck the all inclusive, but I'm not going to. And they're gonna listen to this, or I know at least one of them will. But like I think that it's like I was just thinking because like with the zip lining thing, like like one of them wants to do zip lining, one of them doesn't want to do zip lining. I was talking about like going and exploring, and I might butcher this. This might be ignorant. I don't know. I don't speak Spanish, but cenotes. Um, I want to say they're like I don't know the definition, but they're like cave pools, like
Huh.
holes
Okay.
in the ground that you jump into and they got water in them basically. But I guess because we're talking about going to Tulum and there's like cenotes all over Tulum, so I really wanted to go explore that. Or like one thing about, I'm not gonna go fucking scuba diving, you got me fucked up, I'm not going to that damn ocean. But so like there's little, and then like my friend is like, well, I would go scuba diving before I do like zip lining. So like we're all going back and forth about like the things that we will do, things that we want to do. Like one of them's like, oh, I don't want to do any excursions, that's for white people, da 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 da, whatever, right? So we're like going back and forth. So I'm like, okay, you know what, this trip clearly is gonna be like a partying type trip, and it was like back to like the whole unsafe, not safe, there's things that are like safer, whatever. Because I was thinking like taking a solo trip,
Mm-hmm.
not anytime soon, but like like just doing solo trips. Because I also be seeing it on TikTok, everyone's like, yeah, like this is your sign, take your solo trip to wherever you want to go, da 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 da, whatever. So yeah, that was, I don't know where I was going with that really, but like, and see, and again, that not everybody would do that. Not everybody would go on a solo trip to Mexico, but I would fucking love it. And I just know I would love it.
Yeah, I again, where you see square, I'm like, that just sounds healthy to me. I don't know why that's a bad
Yeah,
thing.
so am I square, or am I really like giving trapezoid, like what is it? Is it parallelogram? I don't
Right.
know. You know, I'm not all 90-degree angles.
No, no, you're somewhere in between for sure.
Because it was like, yeah, or like, and then like there was a moment the other day, me, Destiny, Zaria, we were all hanging out, we went and got seafood boil. All of a sudden Destiny goes to the bathroom and Zaria goes, yeah, we're actually going to a piercing spot and getting tattoos and piercings. I said, bitch, what are you talking about?
Right.
So we go, and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna get this piercing, I'm gonna get this tattoo. And they were like, Bella, what are you gonna do? I was like, girl, I'm not doing shit, I'm scared. It's like, I don't want to be hung up by my neck.
So-
Even though I know, like you guys wouldn't do, and I'm old enough, and that's another thing. Like I'd be like tripping up about things that I know that I can do now that I'm old enough by myself. I don't really need permission. But something about doing it without consulting you and my mother first really just freaks me the fuck out. Like getting the dog. Like I could have been gotten fucking 12 dogs if I wanted to. It doesn't really matter what you and my mom think, but something about that approval. Just something about that validation from you two, it just sits right with my spirits. Otherwise, I won't fucking do it.
I don't know why
Or
that's bad though.
or I at least need to have the conversation, even if you guys say no and I do it, I at least need to have the conversation. So like when they were like, yeah, let's go get piercings, what are you gonna get? I was like, girl, I just want a second lobe. But I'm not gonna get that here because I know it's $80.
That's funny. I was gonna say when I come through, we'll go get tats.
Yeah, because me and my mom need to get our matching tattoo. Me and you need to get the matching tattoo, and then I want to get one with Yasmin. Me and Yasmin are gonna get one.
Okay,
I
Tupac.
think, I think that we're gonna get. I'm gonna get the Tiana crown, and she's gonna get the. Is her name Lottie, the blonde girl from the blonde best friend? You
Oh.
know what I'm talking about? She's gonna get her crown. I found like the tattoos, and I think we're gonna get them on our ankles.
Oh gosh, y'all are
We gotta get
funny.
something. Ride or die.
You guys are funny.
Da, 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 da. Anyways, but yeah, so like there was like the tattoos, and then obviously we've been over the fact that like I don't really drink for real. don't really indulge in none of that. Although me and my coworkers were talking. I think my coworkers may be a bad influence, kind of. But we were talking, and my coworker was talking about like all of his like different psychedelic experiences.
Mm.
I know you said you didn't like psychedelics, right?
I have tried mushrooms once.
And you
It
said you didn't like it,
yeah, it
right?
didn't really. I got cotton mouth. That's my experience with mushrooms.
That was it.
Yeah, and it's probably just because
Oh.
I wasn't in, or part of it probably was not being in the right headspace. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was in the process of fighting with the girlfriend before this one, so
Mm.
it was just yeah. If you ever try to yell and fuss at somebody while you had cotton mouth, it's horrible.
That's funny. But yeah, we were talking about like psychedelics or whatever, and he was telling me the experiences, and I kind of want to try it.
I know you have to be with some cool people is what I've always been told. One cousin that you've never actually physically met. He goes by the name of Collapse now. He actually scared me enough that I really didn't have any interest because
Mm-hmm.
he said something about I don't even remember what he did. Probably was acid, and he was like, yeah, and the walls were melting. And I'm like, oh yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be that high. I I have a fear of heights actually, and that would be way higher than I ever want to be.
Yeah, he was telling us a story about, oh my god, what did he take? DMT.
I'm not hip. What is that?
I don't even know. I did
Mm.
not know about DMT before he said anything, but he was like explaining it to me, and that shit sounds crazy and low key terrifying, but like I would do it, you know? And then he was like at least once, you know? And then like he was also telling me about like, his shrooms experiences, and then and my other coworker was telling me about hers as well. And they were both saying they loved it. Like they also said, you have to be in the right headspace, you have to have the right mindset about it, and then be with the right people. But they were saying with shrooms for them, it really was just like kind of enhanced everything, like especially in nature things. They were like, yeah, when you do shrooms, you like want to be outside basically, because like
Mm.
they're like, yeah, like the trees like talk to you, but don't it's not like they grow faces and actually start like moving their mouths type shrooms.
It's
It's
not
like
Disney.
right, like it's not like that, but it's like you can almost feel them and like sense communication between them and you. Like I don't know, they were like, yeah, you feel really in touch with nature. And I've seen a lot of reviews like that with like when they do like when people do shrooms. Like I've been seeing a lot of things about people like do like micro dosing, like they take shroom like a little bit every single day, like
Mm-hmm.
to kind of get them like, because I've seen that like it opens up like chakras and like your third eye, and like it's kind of like it's a spiritual drug,
Right.
so it's made me curious about shrooms. And then he was also telling me about like his like acid or like party type drugs or whatever that he was doing too. I don't know that I really have an interest in those for real. Like it's really just like the like shrooms, and then the DMT, whatever the fuck that is, he was telling me about. He was like he was like that's like, he was like, for me though, that was like a once every 6 years type experience. He was like, yeah, we're actually coming up on 6 years. If I can find some in May, like we could do it. I was like, okay, period.
Yeah, fuck that
Period.
guy.
But yeah, so and that's another thing, like because then me and Mariah were talking about going to this it's not, I don't think really it's a music festival for real, like it's like it is, but like I don't know. Anyways, but we're gonna go, and then she has her coworker friends who were gonna go with us, and her coworker friend was like, "Hey, do you and your friend do drugs? I want to do shrooms and go." And see, I wouldn't do that. I think my very first, like, depends on how I guess I would react. But my very first time doing shrooms, you need to lock me in a room. I'm scared. I need to be in a very specific premises, and at a concert is not that premises.
You would not
That
feel safe and or comfortable. Got it.
No, that does not sound a good space, especially with people I don't know. No. So I was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. But Mariah was like, yeah, that sounds like white people shit. And I'm like, well, does it? But yeah. hmm So I don't really know, like, but yeah, the square conversation has really just been like going through my mind as of recent.
But yeah, I mean, it's but everybody has levels. I say the same thing, and we're gonna go ahead and talk since we here on this damn thing. I say the same thing about sex.
hmm
Um, that everybody is a square to somebody, right?
Right.
I mean, so it is what it is. No, I mean, I wouldn't trip so much on the title, and I kind of get it because you've never really necessarily let your hair down in ways that others have, but
Mhm.
I don't think that necessarily ranks you in the category of being a square. I just think
Mhm.
you have a healthy respect, and I don't know why that should be a bad thing.
Mhm. And I feel like also just like there's just been like rules placed on so many things and like not even like official rules but like unspoken rules and like regulation type things where like and I'm sure it's different based off every area like like it probably has to do with like the area that I was raised in and then like you guys as parents like everybody has like unspoken rules, different type things, like people are baffled by the fact that you and I can curse together. So like it's like they're like, "Oh my god, like you're such a rebel." Like in middle school, "Oh my god, you curse with your dad?" "Oh my god." Like, freaking the fuck out. But then like, the and like, the fact that like, drugs is okay, like, like how bought edibles, like, it's just like shit like that. They're like, "Oh my god." But then there's people out here that are like fucking pregnant, and then I'm like, "Wow, your mom's cool." There, she was like, "Yeah, oh my god, she bought me the pregnancy test." Wow, okay. That's different. So it's like I guess it's just like the dynamic that you're raised around and like the different like unspoken spoken rules, and definitely probably like it also probably has to do with like geographical location too, because I know like coming here there's just different things. There's just different things. But I'm sure it has to do with that too. And like I think I overthink way too fucking much about things. Um and I've always done that though. Like I've always been an overthinker, always been a questioner of everything type thing.
And don't sell the peer group short either. I think you and the fact that you and Yaz are super tight is
Mhm.
also a factor in the whole thing. You guys, whether or not you realize it, kind of support one another because um, yeah, I think that's something as well. You look at some of your peers and you're like, okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, what she's doing is cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that has something to do with it as well. If you've got a peer group and everybody's pregnant, there's nothing to well, I shouldn't say there's nothing, but the deterrence for you doing it is a lot less because you're going to
Right.
get the support and everything from your people because they're going to be like, oh yeah, girl, hey, do it. You get a check every month, right? Not
Right.
realizing shit. That's 18 years of commitment.
Mhm. Yeah. And I also think it's funny too. Like, I don't know what it is with like me and Yasmin. I don't know if it's just because like, like time, like we got time on us or what it is, but like her and I are also just so fucking different. But somehow we've made it through all of like, but we don't even, I don't think we've ever fought. I don't think her and I have ever beefed for real, like nothing like that. But like somehow we made it through all these years still being best friends, like, and even like when we go through our periods of not talking, not necessarily obviously because like there's anything going on, but it's literally just like life gets in the way and we just don't talk for a while. Like yesterday her and I got on FaceTime and it was the first time. Oh my god, she got an iPhone too. I would just like to throw that out there. Finally, we've been waiting for the day. But we were on FaceTime. No more Facebook Messenger. Period. But we were on FaceTime and that was probably our first like time. Yeah, it's our first time like actually talking, sitting down and having a conversation since I was there for Christmas.
Hmm.
Like we just go through because life gets in the way. Obviously, with us being across the country from each other, the time zone gets in the way. Like at
I
one
get
point
it.
I was working nights, like whatever. So, but it's just kind of crazy how like somehow we can still just jump back like nothing ever happened. And like I can't say that about like all my other friends. She can't say that about her friends either. Like so I don't know. It's just like I don't know what it is with me and Yasmin, but just the dynamic is different.
That's how it works with the good friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I miss Yasmin. I'm gonna cry.
Nah.
What was I gonna talk about? Mm, there was something else I wanted to say before I started talking about Yasmin, and now I can't remember.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, so going to Afrobeats night tomorrow. So I'll have to let you know how that goes. Um, hopefully I don't cry.
Yeah, really wish I could fix that.
No, I think I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Whatever. It
Yeah,
is what it is.
but for whatever generates that, that's some shit I'd be mad about. It's a
Yeah,
dad
it's
thing.
just that weird those weird fears though. I don't know. Those weird little things. Um
But you know, in a lot of ways, I haven't known you necessarily to let it stop you. You might have some weird and irrational fears, but more times than not, I think you go ahead and get past it.
mhm. Yeah, I would think so too. Like another weird irrational fear, which is why I was talking about like the whole not built like a square thing, cuz I'm, starting to work out or whatever, finally getting past that little gym fear. Um I think I'm going to like I think if my schedule permits me to and like, you know, whatever, I think I'm going to try out for track next year. I think I decided officially 100%.
Nice.
Cuz like another I guess another irrational fear in my head when thinking about because the whole reason why I didn't do it because I really wanted to, but the whole reason why I didn't do it this year was because in my head, for whatever reason, I thought that like, which granted, okay, at some schools it is completely different, but for some reason I thought in my head that to be a college athlete, you had to be on a completely another skill level
Mm-hmm.
and like like that's what you had to do, like that's what you wanted to do with your life type thing, like I was
Right.
like, these people are gonna have a completely different motivation, that because like great, I would just be going out there to have fun, like sure, obviously, I want to win, like, I want to be the best at whatever I'm doing, whatever, but like I would really just be doing it to have fun, be social, but like I'm like, what, college athletes, like they want to go to the Olympics, they want to go to the NFL, the NBA, like, they want to do this and that and third, whatever. And then I'm also like, oh my god, like like the amount of training, the amount of time, the amount of energy, like the dedication that you have to have, like, obviously you have to have time, dedication, everything for high school sports, but I'm just like, it's just got to be like a whole other level. And maybe it's just the school that I'm going to. But the other day, and no hate to the university, but I seen a reel. Oh my god, Dad! It was from an invitational. Oh my god, Lincoln would dust them motherfuckers. I was like, so I don't know if I just like if high school, like the coaches that we had and everything was amazing, but I was watching them hurdle and oh my god, I was embarrassed. I was fucking embarrassed. So I was like, you know what? Like, and then I had a realization. I was like, okay, because and maybe it's also like kind of like how I thought about how like, okay, when I come to college, everybody's gonna be hella smart, and then I come here and realize that everybody's just as dumb as they were in high school. So then I came to the realization, I was like, okay, so these people are not actually better than me. Maybe they are in like certain events, whatever, but they're not actually like physically above me in like a hierarchy type thing, and they're like we're all just equals.
Yeah. You're not losing anything by giving it a shot.
Yeah. So basically that's what where I'm at now. I determined that I shouldn't be embarrassed. I shouldn't be scared. I'm just going to try it. So I'm going to keep going to the gym and train and everything. I did decide that I'm going to give up on like just standalone sprints though, because I decided because my butt and my legs are so big that it weighs me down. And I'm really convinced because I could hurdle, I can jump, I can even throw, and Jalen really wants me to do a shot put. He was like, I think you'd really be good at it, but because like my legs are really strong, and I was realizing that with working out because last week me and Taylor had worked out. And we worked out legs. When I tell you, oh my God, because mind you, this is my first time working out in like 2 weeks. We worked out legs. She worked me to my fucking wits end. When I tell you, I've been waddling ever since, like literally have not been walking correctly. Like I was traumatized when like I literally had to go to work the next day, could barely walk. And then I must have fucked up like a ligament or something, whatever holds the bones together, cuz I had said I was like, okay, I was walking for a minute cuz I was sore, my body hurt, whatever. But then my body stopped hurting and I was still walking funny and I could feel it. And Dawn was like, "Oh yeah, like, when you work out certain muscles, obviously you're strengthening and weakening like certain other things cuz you don't work these out very often, da, 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 so it's going to happen, yada yada yada, whatever." But long story short, was walking funny. Then we worked out yesterday and we did legs again, and but we did different workouts. And like every time that I work out, I kind of just blow myself away because of how strong I am, and I
Mm.
just don't really know how strong I am until I actually do something.
Yeah.
And yeah, because like we did hip thrusts, and we did like I want to say I did 4 sets originally, and then Taylor was like, I want to do one more set if you do one more set. I said, okay, cool. So I want to say I did 4 sets of 10 or 12, and it was 45 plus 45 plus 45. What is that? That 90 plus, so 135
Okay.
plus another 10. So I think I or 20. Another 20. Yeah, so I was doing 155. And mind you, that's my first time ever doing hip thrusts. Like, so the fact that I'm able to hip thrust 4 times, or technically 40 times at 155 pounds, that just blew me away. I was like, wow, that's actually insane. And then she took off the extra 20, so now I'm back down to 135. And then we were like, I went until failure, and I was able to do 17 of them in a
Hmm.
row. So I was like, you know what? Like, okay, I might can get behind this a little bit. I might can get behind it. So, what was the point of me talking about that?
You're
It was
stronger
like,
than you realize, and you're going to try out for track, and they're not that far above you.
oh, I think it had to do with oh yeah, why I'm not doing standalone sprints. So like I'm strong, whatever, my legs are strong, but I feel like because they're so big, I just can't pick them up as fast. Because
Hmm.
in middle school, I feel like I was pretty fucking fast, but now like, and maybe also because it had to do with me being hurt. But these past 2 years doing track or whatever, in high school, I feel like I just don't move as fast. So like I need like a little bit of speed, and I have enough speed to like jump or whatever.
Hmm.
But and like I have the form and everything for like the hurdles and whatever. Like with form comes speed, but the standalones, I just don't think that's for me anymore, which kind of sucks because I really enjoyed them. But yeah, and then Jalen really wants me to try shot put, so I think I'm gonna try it out too.
Well, you did that
Again.
in high school, right? Once or twice.
See, and also, I do like to win. I will say that. So I feel like shot put I would do really well in, because he was telling me, he was like, yeah, because your legs are so strong. Like I think you'd be really good at it. And the one time that I competed in shot put, I only trained for one day, and I wasn't even able to use the lower half of my body because I was hurt. Because that was the whole reason why I did shot put, was because I was hurt. Like
Hmm.
that, I didn't do that because I wanted to. Um, so then, and I was able to what did I throw, like 18?
Something like that.
Yeah, so me doing that, only training one day, and only using the top half of my body, and I was able to throw 18. That's crazy. Like that's low key kind of crazy, with like where the people in the finalists are only throwing 10, 12 more than that.
Right.
You know? So it's like, okay, like, you know what? If I trained a little bit, if I worked on a little bit, perfected the craft type thing, like I think I could actually be really good at it. So, um yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and attempt it, and I'm actually very excited because I've missed track so much. Um, yeah, can't wait to tell Jones.
Yeah, he'll be pumped.
hmm
I want to see if you
But
actually end up pledging. That would be interesting to me.
yeah, it's definitely been like a lot. There's definitely been thoughts of it for sure, but I just know like I just got to start going to events and kind of like feeling it out, because like and more like technical events, I guess, if you will. Because like obviously, like I went to the step show, like I have seen little things here and there, but those are more like the fun side of it, But I want to get into like the nitty gritty, like what the organizations are about, and like all that kind of stuff. So that's, yeah, it's a thought. But technically, you're not supposed to talk about it. You have to practice discrepancy if you're gonna pledge. So, but yeah. hmm
Very cool.
Yep.
Did we hit the
Mm-mm.
funnies we needed to hit?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, you know what?
Hmm.
No, not yet. So, so you know how I said that I'm like, really strong or whatever, right? Working out, whatever.
Right.
I think also I decided that working out gives me like a sense of power over men.
Hmm.
because it it makes me chuckle because one thing that I did want to talk about, and we can get into this another episode because I've talked about it before, but like creepy men,
Yeah.
and how they like be just coming up or whatever. There has been so many times where I'm just minding my business and men have come up to me. I remember one time after I got my wax, I was in Kroger trying to wait for traffic to die down, and I'm looking at the fucking vanilla extract, and this man comes up to me. And he looks at me and is not even trying to be slick about it at all. Like looks at my butt, looks at me, and he was like, "So what's your workout routine?" And I looked at him and I said, "Nothing." And he was like, "Really? You don't work out?" I was like, "No." And he was like, "Oh, so then it must be your diet." I was like, "No, I actually eat McDonald's every day of my life." So no. I was like, "I sit on the couch and I eat McDonald's and I work. So what else would you like from me?" But I was just like thinking there was that, and then oh my god, I was so embarrassed the other day. And everybody was like, you shouldn't be embarrassed, you should be proud, yada yada yada. But like I worked out back today, but the other day, because it made me think about that when I was working on my back and my arms. The other day I had gone to my school and it was after work, so and I like had changed into sweats and like this tank top that I had or whatever. I gone to school because I had to pick up my little Clark hoodie that I ordered. Oh my god, I wish that you could like see me and what I was doing right now. But I was walking up the hill from the parking garage, and I was looking down. I didn't want anybody to look at me. I didn't want to look at anybody. I didn't want to speak to anybody, nothing. Then I hear like I hear that noise, right? So I look up at this guy, and he had puffed out his chest and buffed up and looked like he was squaring up to me, right? Like puffed out his chest, got his shoulders up, his arms went up to his side. He went and went on his chest. And he goes, "You hitting the gym or what?" Oh my god, I was so embarrassed because I knew he was talking about how big my arms are. And I was like, and I swore after that I would never work out arms ever in my life.
What you should have said, yeah, that depends. Is your name Jim?
I should have said, "Yeah, did you want the routine?" That's what I should have said. Because I'm sure that would have really hurt his ego. But oh my god, I was so embarrassed. But now I think because everyone was like, "No, you should be like flatter." Da, 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 da. It's like, okay, but I don't want to look like a man. Like I don't want to look like I could beat anybody up. But then I also think I decided that is actually a powerful thing because like people may come up to me, but for the most part, because before like in middle school, like how I would tell you that people would tell me I had like a resting bitch face and I look mean and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think I decided I'm okay with looking mean because like people come up to me. But I feel like people back off pretty easily too.
Yeah, don't undersell that.
Yeah, so I feel like, like looking mean or whatever. And so like I also think that a part of that really helps is the fact that I look like I could beat a man's ass if I needed to. So, yeah, I think I'm going to keep working out. I think that's what I decided.
The moral of the story is
Mm-hmm.
I am of the tribe called Wish a Nigga Would.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. Fuck around and find out. Are you going to...
PhD. I have my PhD in fuck around and find out.
Please.
With a master's in Wish a Nigga Would.
God damn it. And that's where we call it for the day. And that is where we fucking call it. Act like a square, but never built like one.
Yeah, baby. Thought you knew.
What you know about that?
Shit. I ain't talking about motherfucker. You just listening slow. You need to get with the program or scram, Sam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's pimpalicious. Don't fuck with your boy.
Pimpalicious.
Don't fuck with your boy.
Pimpalicious definitions. Make them boys go loco.
Yeah, I'm selling game by the pound. If you want to get some, let me know. What?
Wow. And that is the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Subscribe, like, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed myself. That was a good one.
That was a good one. I like that one. Okay, well, we will see you guys next motherfucking week.
Yay.
Hopefully not on CP time. Okay, bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Fricken Dad podcast.
Don't forget to save and rate and do whatever else it is that you do with podcasts. Tune in every Wednesday for our new episodes.
Follow us on our personal social medias for updates. They will be in the description. Follow me at I Crack Myself Up on Instagram to follow me on my comedy journey.
And me at It's Bellaboo with 2 A's on Instagram to follow me through the rest of my journey.
Again, tune in every Wednesday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And this is the Fricken Dad podcast.